Welcome, and thank you for joining our training session on HIPAA regulations. This course is intended for members of the clinical staff who are responsible for providing care to patients or assisting in providing care. The clinical staff members are those who create, update, or modify their patients' protected health information, also known as PHI. Clinical staff members communicate with patients, other healthcare providers, or other parties about the health and treatment of patients. They include doctors, nurses, dental hygienists, or other healthcare professionals. Please be aware, though, that we have other courses for the administrative staff, such as a front desk receptionist, as well as a course for HIPAA privacy and security officials and a course for HR leaders and practice owners. Now let's look at the table of contents. In this course, we'll start with an overview of HIPAA, why this legislation was introduced, what it's about, and then we'll cover HIPAA rules and compliance requirements. We'll review what Protected Health Information, or PHI, is. This type of information can potentially identify a patient, so we'll show you examples of PHI and discuss HIPAA requirements with respect to protecting the confidentiality, availability, and integrity of PHI. Following that, we'll examine the types of requests related to PHI that the clinical staff needs to be familiar with. We'll cover some basics about when sharing PHI is allowed without a patient's authorization. We'll look at core principles for handling PHI requests, such as how to authenticate the requester and how to validate the right of the requester to access the PHI. We'll also review patient rights under HIPAA, as well as mandatory deadlines that need to be complied with when handling patient requests that fall within the HIPAA regulations. We'll discuss HIPAA regulations as well as best practices related to the security of the hardware and electronic media that handle PHI. This includes protection against unauthorized access, intrusion, and malicious software. Then we'll review security controls, recommended password security rules, and security practices for handling portable electronic devices and media with PHI. We'll look at practices related to the disposal of electronic devices and media, as well as their maintenance and repair. Next, we'll discuss regulations about reporting security and breach incidents and notifications to the impacted patients and federal and state authorities. We'll describe what constitutes an incident and show some examples. And finally, we'll review HIPAA regulations about facility access controls.